I want to react to the statement I read on Lagospedia that Igbo must go. Firstly, and this is very important, I want to say it here that Ndi Igbo or the Igbo people and the Yoruba people are the most resourceful, engaging, and outgoing nations in the zoo you call Nigeria. Mind you, I am using the word nations authoritatively and with a reason. We are not tribes, we are not ethnic groups. We are nations. Right from time, we are nations. Get that fact clearly. But both nations, the Yoruba nation and the Igbo nation, are becoming implacable enemies. These are people who are very close to themselves than even the so-called North. And it is a foolishness of the political leaders of these both nations that make the North give them that mad sense of entitlement and pride that they own Nigeria. It is the foolishness of both the Yoruba political leaders and the Igbo political leaders that make the North to think they can do whatever they like. That is just it. In fact, I've never really seen this hatred between these two nations until when the social media came on stage in that zoo you call Nigeria. And hardly any day passes by that you don't see both nations exchanging pure hatred and hateful words on the internet blogs, which is very unfortunate. I want to state it here unequivocally that what we read on the Lagospedia, that was how the events that culminated into the Civil War began, also still from the West. Now it is brewing again. In case a lot of you don't know what I'm trying to say here, what I'm trying to say is that what led to the Civil War in Nigeria began from Yoruba land, from the West. Now they are coming again. In case you don't know, Awolowo, who was the premier of the Western Nigeria and also the leader of the action group, surrendered his position to vie for power at the federal level. Consequently, as that should be the case, he surrendered his position to his deputy, who happened to be Ladoke Akintola. It is a historical fact. As a matter of party differences and personality clash, there was a very big issue between the two actors, Ladoke Akintola and Awolowo himself. Things became so bad in the Western region to a point where that region exploded in an orgy of mindless violence as party supporters clashed. During the clash or each clash, opponents and innocent people were beaten, were killed, public properties were destroyed, things happened in the Western region. Mind you, the whole thing I'm talking about here began from the Western region. Then that was what instigated the military boys who were well trained, and by their training they were taught to defend their nation and to rise against any character who was trying, to bring the nation to disrepute or to destroy the nation. These military guys came together under one good intention, understand, to restore normalcy to the Western region. And from one thing leading to the other, then later on the Civil War broke out. I want all of you to know that the ineptitude of the Tafawa Balewa government could not even handle the crisis in the Western region and all of that. That was what led to the Civil War. And now somebody is now somewhere again trying to beat the drums of war. And I want to let that person know, or those people know, that this time around, let me tell you, Nigeria did not defeat Biafra, because Nigeria did not fight with Biafra. Biafra fought with the entire Western powers. And this time around, let me just let you know that drums of war you are beating, understand, when it happens, the war is not going to last for 48 hours. Mark my word, it will not last for 48 hours. You are going to see war and you will say, had I known. Our people have a statement or a proverb that when you fear a rude, saucy, and brusque fishmonger, the fish thinks you are afraid of them, which is very unfortunate. So you all know what I'm trying to talk about here. Having said that, I also read what Bayo Onanuga said. And let me read him. Let me quote him so that I will not quote him out of context or whatsoever. Bayo Onanuga said here, I wrote it down, that one, let 2023 be the last time of Igbo interference in Lagos politics. Let there be no repeat in 2027. And Lagos is like Anambra, Imo, any Nigerian state. It is not no man's land, not federal capital territory. It is Yoruba land. Mind your business. That came, understand, from a so-called leader. Understand? Who has run his mouth than even the Minister of Information. That came from him. Now I ask a very simple question. Did the Yorubas not vote, for their preferred candidate in the eastern Nigeria and all over wherever they are in that so-called nation we call Nigeria? And we're talking about one Nigeria here. Imagine that kind of statement. You see, now I want to let people like Bayo Onanuga know, and I want to challenge him with this medium on a debate. Let him invite me anywhere. I want to debate solidly with Bayo Onanuga, that very stupid and hateful-hearted fellow. You see, that is why we are saying we can never be one. We have never been one and we cannot be. Understand? That is why we are saying that we are not going to be part of your whatever you are doing in your so-called zoo. Having said that, also I read the statement from also the northern leaders that, let me go and read. It said, Igbo are playing a smart game. They planned the nationwide protests, then ran inside their houses for the north and southwest to destroy their regions. Now they've come again, the Igbophobia we're talking about here. That is what came out from the so-called council or forum of elders. Elders who have no sense, who are brainless, who are very thoughtless people. Elders who cannot even fault themselves for the connivance with the West. They could not even blame themselves that they brought what is happening today in the country upon themselves. You see, the same people who connived among themselves to bring in a criminal and also installing a vice that is a terrorist, did not know that nothing good would come out of the whole show. And today they are looking for whom to blame, which is very unfortunate. Very, very unfortunate. You see, we are saying this, and whoever cares to listen, before this protest began, we said it clearly that we are not part of it. We have extricated ourselves from Nigeria, whether they like it or not. We don't take orders from any Nigerian government. And we announced it clearly in full earshot of the world that we are not part of the protest. How come today that having connived amongst yourselves, the West and the North, to bring in a calamity upon yourselves, you are now still blaming the Igbo people? That is very unfortunate. You see, we are saying it clearly that we have nothing to do with Nigeria, metaphorically or ironically, or let me say directly or indirectly. We have nothing to do with Nigeria. How come whatever goes wrong in Nigeria, you blame the Igbos, even upon the treacherous things you do to them? This time around, let me tell you one thing. We were not born during the Civil War or during the war, but we have come to finish up what our elders started and then restore the dignity of our people and put ourselves in the pride of place in the committee of nations. Whatsoever you say, understand, we don't have any business with that. Whoever is calling for war, like what I'm reading in Lagospedia, you will see the war and you will know what the spirits do with the feathers of a fowl. If you like, people should keep crying and peddling your whatsoever nonsensical impressions and sentiments. Biafra is a reality and we are going to enthrone it in our own time, whether you like it or